Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Hi.
Corner. I don't know what the heck just happened with that thing, but we're
Yeah,
gonna
that
do
was
it.
funny.
But hello, everyone. I'm Chisa Butler. I'm a transformational coach, and I teach you how to step into your power and live the life that you deserve.
Awesome. Where do I sign up?
Hey,
Now I'm
I'm
Heather
Lisa.
Hill. Oh, go ahead, Lisa.
I'm Lisa Ferranti, and I'm a health and life coach, helping people live their best life, especially in the second half of their life, focusing on nutrition, well-being, and my heart is for women who have possibly gone through a divorce and are struggling a little bit to just to heal from all of that. But really, when we are approaching our second half of life, we really need to focus on our nutrition, and then everything else is icing on the cake.
Absolutely.
I'm Heather Hill. The name of my company is Become the New, and I'm a health coach, and I specialize in helping people with behavior changes and habit changes with their nutrition, with their lifestyle, and just leveling up.
Beautiful. Hello, all. My name is Jessica. My business is The Healthy Rebel. I am a chef, health and wellness coach, clarity coach. I really love to get into your kitchen with you, clean out your cupboards, get you prepped and ready for something new and fun and some great food ideas.
yay!
Can't wait.
We're also different. I love that.
I know that. Listen, I just can't wait for these recipes when we start this challenge because who doesn't want something new? Who doesn't want something easy? And if you're thinking about
yes.
changing or crossing over, right? Like for me, it's like you want to go, but you're scared. It's like I got to figure this out, and it's so super simple and easy, and it's written for you.
I have to say that Jessica was talking about her vegan egg muffins, and I was kind of like, well, I'm just going to make mine with eggs. But she showed the picture to us this morning, and I was like, oh my gosh, those look so good. I think I'll
Yes.
just make them that way.
Yes.
Well, you know the
They
camera
look
does
so good.
Hey, it adds 10 pounds, right?
Exactly.
Looked delicious.
And I have to be honest, that was fun for me as well because that's what I cook. I cook with eggs, right? So I'm also learning. I'm not a vegan, but I'm learning how to cook as a vegan because that's where we're heading in life is plant-based, right? So to have the options out there is awesome. And they're tasty too.
They
really
did look like tasty options.
fabulous.
And I looked at the feta
eggs.
cheese the other day, Chisa.
Huh?
I did. I looked at it.
The plant-based eggs,
didn't do it.
It does not. For me, I thought because my one friend, she's vegan. She's partly right, but her son, one of her kids, he has an allergy, so they can't go full vegan because of the things that they have to have. But she's like, use just eggs, and I'm like, okay. So I go and I buy the just eggs, and I shake it up and I open it, and I'm like, oh, it's yellow just like eggs. Even if some people still use that. I don't know what the eggs is called that it's already whipped up for you. But
egg beaters.
Yes. So when I poured it on, it looks literally I make it. It looks amazing. It tastes amazing. It does not. And it's all in your head. It's what you're willing to do because even when I made it, I let my husband taste it. He was like, that tastes just like everything I'm doing. He's not full on board yet. We ain't there yet, but I'm there. So, right. But I'm okay. I'm content with making the meal for them and making the meal for me. I'm okay with that. And that's where people have to realize that they have to be okay with change.
And in the world we live in right now, we are not sacrificing flavor or anything. Like there's so much out there for everybody.
I made pizza with
the feta cheese looked really good. There was an ingredient I just didn't know what it was. So I got to learn what it is because I'm a freak about stuff because I'm really sensitive.
Counting chemicals, not calories, is important. If you can't read half of the information on the back,
but I have a feeling it's legit and there's nothing to worry about. I just didn't feel like Googling it in the grocery store, and it wasn't my grocery day, and I didn't want to spend $100.
Yeah,
because I'll do that. Does anyone else do that? Like you walk into the grocery store to spend $5 and you spend $50?
Yeah, I go in for one thing and come out with 10.
So I try to send Craig for things like that. So that was holding me back too, because I cannot go in and buy one thing. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I go in with a list and
You
You
stick
stick to your list?
no.
Oh, I was about to say, what the how does that work?
That's how Instacart saves you money, because you
I
stick
need
to your
do
list.
Instacart. I think I need to do it. I need to become the. But the only thing I have a problem with is like them. Like if I do like bananas or something that I don't know if they'll pick the nice pretty fruit. Like pick the nice, they'll just pick up whatever and roll. Because I've seen some of them people walk by and just grab something and roll. So that in my head it bothers me.
I have a friend that does it, and she's good, but
Oh.
I don't know how to get the person that I want. So maybe we'll have somebody comment and tell us how to make that work.
Does she have a code? Like, if anybody knows?
Oh no, I'm gonna ask her.
Right.
My code is to text her. Like, can you grab my order?
Yes.
Yeah, that could be a business.
I was just gonna say maybe I should start that
Yeah,
business.
that could be a business. I'll be your personal shopper.
Yes.
Well, that's what I do
tell
anyway
her
for
all
people.
the time to
right?
do that because she loves that stuff. I'm like,
Right.
people would love for you to come in and clean out their pantry. Nobody wants to do that.
That is.
I do that.
Jessica does it, right?
I do that. Clear the clutter for people
how
to
far
get
do you
them
fly?
ready. I'm sorry.
How far do you fly?
I come all the way across the country.
I guess you might be a little more expensive in Florida.
I mean,
I'm cheap once I'm there.
Hey.
But I'd love to
why
come
you did
help.
that.
No
That's
problem.
really cool.
Yeah. I just want a chef. That's what I want. That for my 2022 on my up level, I want a chef and a driver. That's my thing.
Yes.
A driver for
Yes.
sure.
A driver for sure.
Literally, in my head, I was like, I saw this guy. I was on Instagram and he was doing his videos in the back. I was like, that's my next level right there. For me to be doing a video, he was just doing a reel or something. I think it was I don't know what the heck it was, y'all, but he was somebody was recording him. I don't know if it was a person or a phone, but in my head, it was somebody recording him. Him and another guy were sitting in he was having the first video I saw, he was just talking, and the second one I saw, he was having a conversation with somebody next to him in the seat. And he was in an SUV. So I don't know what kind of SUV it was, but I got the perfect SUV for my driver. I'm just going to say that already.
Yes, I have a client who sells real estate, and I had to convince her on her busiest days. We found someone to drive her. And I'm like, look, Rachel, this is a wonderful, wonderful person. You will enjoy being in the car with her, but she'll understand that you have to work. And she was like, Heather, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself.
Oh my God.
She would get so much work done because she lives in Austin, and it's killer to drive anywhere there, and it freed up so much time for her.
That's where I'm at.
Think outside the box.
Driver.
I'm in. I'm in.
That's my next level. Driver done
For sure.
already. I'm manifesting that. So
We are
whoever wants to
manifesting
do
that.
the challenge with us, they can learn how to do these things.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely. So
Lisa,
yeah,
are
so
you-
tomorrow we go live tomorrow. Yeah.
yeah, we do. I'm excited about that.
Bringing in
Yes, I'm
some
excited
great
to
food
share my
stuff.
food prep
Yeah.
journey.
Very
I
exciting.
finally feel like I'm good at it. I finally eat everything that's in the fridge. It took a few years.
Yes.
Yeah, and I hate throwing away food, so I had to figure out foods that I can eat cold. I don't like reheated meat. I'm very picky, so if you're picky too, tune in.
Mine has to be in the oven. I mean, when I eat meat, but it had to be reheated in the oven because certain foods have like a.
Well, they get tough, and I don't like the taste of any kind of reheated meat at all.
She's
No.
bougie.
Well, taco meat. I can reheat taco meat, but I prefer it reheated on the stovetop. But I can do reheated taco meat. That's it.
So do you think you could do reheated? I'm gonna tomorrow do chicken lettuce wraps, ground chicken.
If I make them taco style, I could reheat them, or I could eat them cold.
Honestly, you can eat them cold. They're fantastic cold.
Yes, I have learned to love cold chicken.
Well, Chisa. So I'm going to do it with tofu as well. Yeah, that's right. So there's an option because in our reboot, we're not talking about taking out meat. We're talking about eating meats that are lower on the fat, higher on the protein, healthier for you, right? So like high omegas, high proteins, turkey, chicken, salmon, right? So we're talking about those things, but we can still use tofu as such a great filler for meats as well.
Is tofu good reheated?
Yes.
Well, we're gonna find this out tomorrow.
I think it's good. I put it so. Yesterday I had a tofu. It's like my mom made it for me. Because she's here till the 7th, I think. A tofu tomato. It was a tomato-based sauce with green beans, carrots. It had some zucchini in it. It was just packed with different vegetables, and I ate it some today before we got on here, and it tastes good.
Yay!
So
Great.
if there's anyone else like me, and I have not put tofu in my mouth ever. Ever.
I tried it when I was, how people are like, oh, tofu's so great. But now that I'm actually in depth, like I made it we were talking about the just eggs. I put it in my breakfast burrito.
So
Yeah.
I am going to go on record today that I will try tofu.
Yay!
Perfect.
Well, they have a little small one you could try. They don't.
I'm going to make one of Jessica's wonderful recipes.
Yay.
And I kind of know now that I'm wise and older that I probably kind of just need to get out of my comfort level. And I know that the benefits of tofu are going to be great. So I'm going on record that I will give tofu a try.
Yay! Yay!
Fantastic. I'll tell you what I tried.
I can put it in the air fryer.
Probably.
If it'll taste like the Chinese restaurant.
I would say probably putting like a flour on it so we can have like a hard, not crumble.
Like a little crusty.
I'm gonna look into that and see.
Like a cassava flour or even almond flour.
See, I'm manifesting my chef right here. She's going to tell me how to do it.
Yeah, I am already writing it all down.
My mom put flour on mine, and it had a nice crisp on the outside.
Edge.
Ooh, yummy.
That's what the sushi restaurant does.
Jack will eat it. Have you tried tempeh yet?
No. I'm lame. Let me get my pad out so I can write.
I'm going to say it's a very strong nutty flavor. It's not like I see it in a lot of recipes. I actually tried it one time.
Tempeh?
Tempeh, Tempeh. It is a high protein. It's a soybean, actually, fermented soybeans, and it's hard to work with. It definitely holds its soybean flavor and texture. So, but it's another alternative for protein.
Okay.
Try it and see. Tell me what you think.
Let me tell you this. I know that this is me. I at that change. I don't miss.
Love it.
It's not.
Nice.
It's not something like I feel like, oh my God,
yeah.
I'm gonna die if I don't have it. And I thought, literally, before I even actually committed, and that's what it had to be mental. And that's the thing about everything you do. It has to happen in your head first, and you have to be okay with where you want to go and what you're doing it for. Because just jumping out of something like, yeah, I'm gonna do it today, and then you're not commit, you're not consistent, right? Because everything we do, we have to be fully committed and then be consistent, because that flip-flopping don't get us nowhere. It does not get us anything better than what we already have, and nothing, right? So with those who listen or watch later, consistency is the key to everything. You cannot start something today and then I have a friend, she has a lot of health issues, and she's not committed to her health. She's committed to the unhealthy, all the bad, right? So she was in the military with me. We both retired, but her husband's still in. And she's in Japan. She went to the States for, I think not a good reason, but she came here and, all the fast food, all the things, it was eating whatever she wanted, went back home and was like, well, since I already ate bad, let me just finish off this year just eating what I want. And I was literally, we were on, it was a Google Duo, but I looked at her, I was like, does that really make sense to you in your head? And she's like, well, no. And I'm like, so why the hell are you doing it? It's not okay. Why? For me, people have these conversations with me and I'm like, did that make, I have to ask my husband all the time, did that make sense to you when it came out? Like, did it make sense when you said it? Because in my head, it didn't make sense. He told me, he's like, it doesn't make sense in your head, but it makes sense in mine. I'm like, well, obviously, we're both on two different pages, but people come up with reasons and excuses to stay where they are because they're comfortable, right? Like, I'm comfortable in this way, but then you could see your skin, and you know, like
our brains are trained to take the path of least resistance.
It is,
you know, and it's a choice that to get out of the rut, to drive your wheel out of the rut. But like we did a few days ago, when your why is clear, when you have a why that makes you cry, and it's not because like you just want to lose weight, but your why really it's going to change your life, and you want that for yourself. Your intentions are, I want that. Then those choices, why would we do that? Because it's not aligning with that choice. And it might be a good time to segue to the word of the year.
With
that. And so this is a fun exercise for me as well, in that there's a lot of times when the new year is upon us and we start thinking, I'm going to make all these new, what's your New Year's resolution? Well, my New Year's resolution is to lose 5 or 50 pounds, whatever comes first. And, or my resolution is to work out 5 days a week. Or my resolution is to, write letters to my friends each week. Pick a friend. But life happens, and those resolutions, those tasks, they get by the wayside. And then for me, I already start feeling like I let myself down because within the first few days, I haven't met that resolution. So I have I have this new knowledge. Instead of a resolution, I'm going to choose a word for my life for 2022. And a word is a easy thing to come back to. It's a gentle reminder of what your intention is for positive change. And we're going to, does anyone have input right now?
As it's kind of like a theme.
Correct. And I think most of the coaches here have a word in mind already. I think I'm still working on mine. But there's 5 steps for choosing a word of the year. And step 1 is to reflect. And reflect on this past year and ask yourself these questions. And we're going to post this document in the Coach's Corner. But jot down these questions in a journal. What could I use more of in life? And what could I use less of in my life? And what characteristics would I like to have? And how do I want to feel? And so how about if I'm going to ask each of the coaches one of these questions. Chisa, what could you use more of in your life?
I would say love.
And Jessica, what could you use less of in your life?
Stress.
I love it. And Heather, what characteristics would you like to have?
I'd like to be certain about things, more sure-footed.
Certainty. Okay, I love it. And how do I want to feel is one of the questions. And what I want to feel is I want to feel calm and grace. I want to feel calmness and grace in every step that I take. That's how I want to come from, and that's how I want to lead with.
Nice.
So once you review your responses, you'll have a better sense of the direction you'd like to go in, or you feel that is lacking in your life. And so the next step is visualize. Visualize what the perfect day would feel like, and really emphasize on feel. Do one of you have music on in the
Yeah, what is
background?
that?
It's Jessica. Oh, that's hilarious.
It was low. Sorry.
That's
It just
okay.
started
It
coming
didn't get
through.
it didn't get loud till you started like talking, because I didn't hear it till you started
Yeah.
talking about the word of the year.
They wanted to participate.
I know.
And so you visualize how you want to feel in 2022. You want to feel healthier? Do you want to feel more alive? Do you want to feel feel less of, I don't want to have any regret. It's a mindset. So visualize what you want to have in 2022. And for me, it's continued health and continued refinement. I might have a word. I'm going to write that one down. Refinement. And then step 3 is create a list. Think about the person you want to be at the end of this year, and take 5 minutes and list all the words that would describe this person. And we won't do that now, but this is step 3. I want to have more refinement. I want to have more grace. I want to have, just write all the things that you see you being at the end of 2022. And then this document has 300 words as references for you to choose from.
Oh, yeah.
Then you review and refine all the words that you wrote down, and you choose your top 3. And then you want to ask yourself a very important question. Now that you've narrowed down your list to 3 words, there's just one more question to ask. Are you interested or committed? If you are interested in your word, then chances are you'll make excuses as to why you're not putting forth the effort to actually make changes. But if you're committed to your word, you'll do whatever it takes to implement the word and bring more of that word into your life. So it's kind of fun to choose your word of the year. We're going to post this document in our Coach's Corner. And if you do go through this exercise, we would love it if you posted your word of the year in our page.
Yes.
And when we get a few words, I'm going to create a word cloud for all of us and put it in our Coach's Corner. And we would love to hear what your word of the year is.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is an overview of that.
Yes, I usually wait until the first of the year to start thinking about it, but I just became so busy and life was so chaotic as we remodeled the house, and I just was flipping from one thing to the next and feeling like I wasn't really ever getting anything done. And I was so over that feeling, and I just kept thinking, like, I just want to be more intentional with my time, because I felt like I was wasting it all the time because I never got done what I wanted to get done.
Yes.
And that's because, when life is chaotic like that, it's hard to get what you want to get done, because you have to get all these things done before you can even get anything done, before you can even sit down at a desk. So my word is intentional, because I want to be intentional about my food. I want to be intentional about my exercise. I want to be intentional about my time homeschooling with my son, about my time with clients. And if I'm not intentional, it's very difficult.
Yes.
But it's not difficult at all if I really know what I'm doing, and if I'm intentional about what I'm creating and sharing, and it's just very different.
Your statement that goes with your word?
Making magic happen. That's my theme for the year. Yeah. Last year I raised my ambition, and I accomplished so much. I got Nutritious Life certified. I got Clarity Catalyst certified with you guys. And those were intense courses to get through and
Yes.
certifications to have. I'm a holistic health practitioner. So, I mean, I really raised the ambition last year. My word was decide last year, and I just decided to do it.
Lisa, your camera went like blurry.
Did it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm going to exit and come back out, okay? Okay, if I can do that.
For me, my word is empowered. And my word for me last year was no expectations, because my expectations was way out the roof, right? So I had to come down to reality. I didn't lower my expectations for myself. I just lowered the expectations of expecting everybody else to give it the power that I give, right? And then my word this year is empowered, because for me, my whole entire end of the year 2021, it was about stepping into my power. So for me, taking me and myself to the next level, to empower myself to do everything that I'm capable of, that I was holding me back. Because we could say all day like, oh yeah, I do this, I do that, like, but when you actually step into your power, the magic that comes from that is out of control. When you stop hiding, and that's where, like, literally, I want to say like 2 weeks ago, I found myself hiding behind that veil of not really stepping into. So I created my empowered bracelet with my intentional crystals with it. And the crystals itself mean boss babe. So for me, everything I'm doing is about the power that I'm going to bring. And I'm going to tell you right now, the energy that I'm going to bring in 2022 is not containable. So I just want everybody to know, if you feel like I'm too much, it's okay. You can step back and not watch, but watch me as I take my power to the next level, because
I want to be right next to you.
Hey, let's do it, because
Right next to you, babe.
done. I feel like, like I'm a outgoing kind of person like this, but the level I'm taking me to, people will be like, what the hell is wrong with her? Nothing. Nothing. Just see me over there. I'm not crazy. I'm empowered to do what I need to do.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Beautiful.
Jessica, you want to share?
Well, I'm thinking I'm going to change my word, but
hey, girl.
I think that my word definitely, I love the word pivot, and I really like it because I feel like it's time for that to happen for me. It's time for me to change direction and to really, just like what she's saying, step into my power too, right?
Yes.
Like, I'm ready to do that. And so I'm ready to get, flexible and just be able to move and groove with whatever comes my way, and be here, be present. And I love the no expectations as well. Like, I had huge expectations of myself. And one of the things about Clarity Catalyst is it was so great was the no expectations.
Yes.
Woohoo!
For me, everything, no expectations.
Yeah.
I love it. Popping up.
Yeah.
Everything. We did no expectations for a week, but I was already in no expectations for myself. So
it's fantastic.
It's an amazing place. And Clarity Catalyst is an amazing, amazing course that helps you really become who you want to be.
Look at who we are.
Clear. Like, yes.
I mean, it was shocking. I never expected it to be so moving. No. And then once I kind of got through it, I was like, this is the most beautiful platform to teach all the things that I've learned but couldn't put into words. And it really breaks it down so nicely in a way that is so understandable, and you can implement it and not feel like a weirdo. It's not woo-woo, and it's not too sciencey. It's just common sense, but it's presented in a simple way so it's understandable.
The things we already know that we dabble in, right? Because I talked about that before. We dabble in life and we dabble in the things, but when you become intentional about everything, that dabbling, if you have a conversation with me and people like, I think I can. No, if you think you can't, you absolutely cannot. Like, but if you change those words and stick to them, it's amazing. The power in words. Words create. Thoughts create. People need to understand that if you say, I can't do this, that is exactly what you're going to get. You won't be able to accomplish it. You will always get stuck. You may get it. Don't get me twisted, but you're going to struggle to get it. You're going to struggle because of the fact that you told yourself you couldn't do it. And then people, they kill me. They be like, oh, I finally did it. What does that mean? You finally did it. Like, no, sir. No. He needs a nap. I'll be right back. I'm going to be back.
So, in the
What's your
exercise,
word, Lisa?
it said narrow it down to your top 3. So in the last hour or the last half hour, I have written 3 words: refinement, certainty, and joy.
Beautiful.
And I'm gonna reflect on those words, and I'm gonna do the exercise about how I see myself at the end of the year living by those words. And certainty is pretty powerful for me, but joy resonates with my heart. And I want to create more joy because there's been a lot of stresses, and it's all in how you think about things. And one of the tools, like you guys are mentioning in Clarity Catalyst, which Heather is going to talk about, so I won't talk about it too much, was when you make a decision, you just say yes or no.
Yes.
Do you want to do it or don't you want to do it? And I'm going to pause there, but I made a yes or no decision on whether to go bowling or not, whether to join a bowling team. And yeah, I came up, I want to do it. And I came up with every excuse why I shouldn't. And then I went back to, do I want to? Yes or no? Yes. So I did it. And it's created more joy. It is allowing me to do something that is for me and to witness, because I'm on a team with, I think I told you that our lead name is Gutter Gals. And the average age is 77 and older.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's fantastic.
And so these ladies are all seniors, in my mind, living their best life.
That's it right there.
Being the example of aging with grace. And, that is my mantra, is aging with grace.
That's cool. Have you guys ever heard of Joan There's an app called Training with Joan, and she's on Instagram. And I think she started her journey when she was 70. And I don't know how old she is now, but I found her the other day and I was like, there she is. That's my role model, because this gal is cut and she is lifting serious weights. She was bench pressing 80 pounds. She's like, this is a personal best for me. She gives all these amazing tips on how to do the exercise, just like a trainer would. But she is straight up in her mid 70s, cut like crazy. I saw her on a Squat University interview, and she said, I don't know why people say you can't build muscle, in your older age. She was like, have you seen my arms? And like, her arms are just cut and huge. I was like, that's amazing. So find Joan on Instagram, Training with Joan.
I'm doing it. Aging with grace.
Yes.
That has to tell you that it's never too late to start the journey.
Never too late. But I saw her and I was like, that is me. That is how I am going to look at 70. That's what I'm going for. That's what
it's already done
about.
And it starts today. It starts today with core foundation of health and well-being.
Yep. Hey, I have a word. What do you guys think of this one? Well, 3: evolution, prosperity, and longevity. Those popped into my head because I'm evolving.
What about evolving?
What? I'm ever
evolve. I like that.
What about evolve?
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, evolve.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
You're definitely changing. I mean, just look at where we were a year ago. It's insane. Once you set your mind to it, how far you can go. And you get your mind right. Like my mind doesn't go backwards anymore.
You like evolve?
No. She's pivoting to her involvement.
To her evolution.
Yes.
So I'll share with you guys one thing. We were talking about expectations and we were talking about
Mhm.
decisions, but I heard this today, and it's this gal said saying that you're not ready for something, like saying you're not ready to try a cleanse, or you're not ready to give up
Mhm.
sugar, or you're not ready to
Mhm.
start moving more. That means you're expecting it not to happen. Saying I'm
Yes.
not ready means I don't expect it to happen right now or anytime soon. So you're just putting it off. It's
Yes.
an excuse, but it's more than an excuse. It's saying you don't expect it to happen.
Mhm.
So
Or in
yeah, we're going
reality,
to talk
Yeah,
about in the
that-
cleanse a way to get past that, a way to stop saying I'm not ready, a way to just launch and get going, to stop the hesitation.
Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of failure to launch, work.
And it's
no
baby
more
Yeah,
steps.
failure
failure.
to launch does work. Failure
It's
is an
baby
amazing
steps
thing. You
too.
learn from it.
Yeah. Take the step, do it. One foot in front of the other.
start
It doesn't
small.
have to jump all in.
That's
You
it.
know?
And
Yeah,
this cleanse is to gain knowledge. It's to when you have it, you have it. You have the documentation, you have the
Yes.
tools, you have the recipes, you have it. If it's not perfect this time, then you have it. But
Yes.
the thing that we offer during the live 14 days is these 5 amazing coaches being your support buddy, being your accountability,
The person
being
you can
your cheerleader, being, all of the above. And that's the beauty of coaching,
Yes.
and
Everybody
I'm
needs a coach.
excited.
yeah.
They need their greatest cheerleader. I do. I want somebody there for me all the time telling me, I put out these videos and all it took was one person saying randomly in the store, I saw your video. I see your videos. They're great. Keep doing them. That's
See?
all it takes.
They're
Even though I
people
didn't,
are watching. So
Yeah.
something that just came to me, I want to say that the reason the cleanse it costs to be in it is because it takes commitment. If it was free, you wouldn't be committed.
That's
You would
right.
not be committed. You would dabble, and that's and that's another one of my favorite words. Now people dabble in everything, and I've paid for things, and it's like I'm like, well, I can't waste the money that I just spent on this. So there's things that you can, but when it's all around mental, physical, everything, when it takes care of everything, and it's just not like, oh yeah, they said they'll teach me how to change to eat. No, we are teaching you how to change your whole entire thought process, the things that you
It's kind of a cleanse of your mind. That's why we have
everything.
reset in there
Clearing
too.
the clutter, clearing everything. It comes with starting from the beginning to learn, just to change your thought process, just to change how you look at something. Like we can come out and say, oh, I can't do that. We could have said this. We can't help people. Then we wouldn't be here helping people. Like you got to be committed to something more than quitting. That's the real thing. You cannot continue to live your life in a place of I cannot do that and then never have nothing, or always that's not going to work. But it will.
Or this is a big one too. Like when you say, I really want to drive to New Mexico, but and then you follow it up with all the reasons you can't. I mean, even if you can't, if you're not going to do it right now, it's just I really want to do that.
Yeah.
No buts. I go back and forth with my husband on this all the time. No buts.
I'm going to. Yep. No buts.
I will.
I am.
Yeah. I am enough.
Yes.
Have enough.
I am. I am amazing.
You are, Chisa.
Like I'm looking so forward to when all my time is intentional. Like it's intentionally spent. Not I'm going to get intentional when, or I want to be intentional if, or but. I don't negate it. I'm looking forward to how intentional everything will be this year.
Yes.
Right back to what Lisa said. Choose your why. Why? I want to live. I want to live a long life.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also on the 2nd of January is going to be a new moon. So that's when we create what we want. And we're going to go through that in the cleanse also about how to see your future self and where you want to be. So in reality, we give a little, a little intro in the beginning. So that will set you up to do the beginning. And we have a journal that you can create everything you want in that dream. And that's the issue with a lot of people. They don't believe in dreaming. They don't believe that they can.
Or they've forgotten.
Yes.
They don't even think about the fact that they're just
You play
settling.
pretend, right? Like, oh my gosh, like I can be this. Yes, you can. You can do anything at any age. That age is nothing. That that Aaliyah song, age is nothing but a number. It isn't. It isn't. It's something somebody put on that limiting belief that somebody else put in your head. So stop allowing other people to put thoughts that you can't. Oh, you come up with a dream? That's dumb.
Yeah, that's the worst when somebody poo-poos on your dream.
Yes. Keep your nasty thoughts to yourself. Like that's thinking, and that's my favorite word too. Like keep your thinking over there. Don't nobody want to hear it. Don't nobody care. And at this point, tell somebody else, because I don't. And I refuse to let people talk negative. Even when we have conversations, I'm like, that word overwhelmed. No, ma'am, we're not overwhelmed. We are right where we need to be. So that and I don't do it to be rude, but I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, because I don't want you to get into that nasty, because when a negative thought comes in your head, you know how long it sticks in there? Like, you can be sad for that moment and move the hell on. Like, get it together and move on, because the longer you stay in that place, that's where the anxiety and the stress and all that stuff starts to ferment.
think it's like, if you think about it for longer than 60 seconds, it can become a permanent thought loop. And then you have to very physically and intentionally release it. It's much harder to let go of it if you've put it in the loop, a thought loop.
And a thing that you could do is write it out, write your thoughts out, and then burn them. Because once you get it onto paper, you will no longer feel the need to clash at somebody. Like, and I'm telling you, it really truly works. Even if you don't want to burn, you don't believe in it, cool. Write it down. Write how you feel. How you feel like saying something to somebody. Write it down. Don't say it to them. Just write it down and say it. You can say it out loud to yourself. Go on a walk. We'll talk about the meditation walk, the color walks, everything. We are going to be in this place where we will teach you how to live your best life. And then from there, it just continues to be the amazingness. Like, and continue. Like, you can't even,
that burning thing works though.
It does.
It really works. When I was 29, I was having really bad dreams, and they were reoccurring, and I'd been having them for years. And I finally went to a therapist, and that's what she told me to do. She told me to write a letter to that person and get it all out on paper and to burn it. And I was like, are you kidding me? Yes. I'm paying you this much money, and this is what you've told me to do. So I did it because I paid. And I was like, I'm not going to not do what I paid her to tell me.
That advice.
And those dreams went away. I didn't even believe it would work. And it wasn't woo-woo. I mean, she was a psychotherapist. She was good. She was really good. But it worked. Writing it down and burning it made my bad dreams stop. So
releases that attachment it has to you. And I didn't have to go to a therapist to learn that, but I'm just saying, either do you, right? Like, anything that you're sitting with that doesn't serve you, right? You don't have to pay somebody to learn it. This container of 5 coaches that have the experience, we are here for a reason, right? We have come together at this time for a reason. And it's not just to play games. It's like we need to create where we want to go. Like, you have the power to create everything, like, step by step. Like, this is what I want for this year. You have it. You just choose to limit yourself and stay in behind the veil and not let yourself come out because you're afraid of what somebody else said you couldn't do. For me, I know growing up,
kinds of things.
When somebody told me I couldn't do something, watch me. Watch me do it, and better than you thought I was going to do. And that's, I feel like you lose that, right? When the older you get, you're like, oh yeah, you're right, I can't do that. But why can't you? Why can't you? Why can't you change your eating? Why can't you have amazing things? Why can't you have the money you want? It's choosing to stay in that place of negativity that keeps you in negativity. Negativity brings more negative.
Yeah. Or the limiting beliefs. And we're told no, I think something like 60 or 70% more of the time than we're told yes as a child and throughout life. And as you get older, you just start expecting the no's. And that's when people don't want you to expect the no's, but they've trained you to expect the no's. So.
Expect the greatness. Like, go out, go into the world And that's what we're going to teach you, setting your intentions for the day, right? Like go into the world, because if you set your intentions for amazing to happen, when that little stupid bad thing happens, you're like, whatever, because I'm still going to get greatness in the end, right? Like I'm still going to
I've
do
taught
amazing.
my 8-year-old this, and he's hilarious because he's like, okay, I'm so excited for when we're going to go blah, 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 blah. And I'm going, oh, I've taught you so well. And then it just never ends. It's like, okay, well, not today. Well, I'm so excited for when we do that.
Yes. And that's
That's
the thing.
It always happens.
Yes, and it does, because he created it. Like the amount of energy you put into something that you want, just when it reveals itself, it's so amazing.
You
Well,
know,
and be open to the
Heather, that
revolution.
is a great, all of you are amazing, but that is a great thing. It's not a no, it's a win. I'm excited for win. It's not a no, it's a win. And that is a great parenting strategy that you are teaching your child. That is awesome.
I do
And that's
drive myself crazy sometimes but I mean, it totally works. And I want to teach him to think outside of the box.
Yep.
Yeah.
That limiting belief that people have, it's anybody can have it, right? Like you can have anything you want. That a no sometimes is not a no right now. It's not the right time. And that's for everybody. Like something you're going after, if it doesn't work, maybe it's not the time for you to do it, but it doesn't mean stop. It does not mean stop. It means just keep going or try a different avenue. Sometimes something will be completely not for you, but that next opportunity will show its face before you even have a chance to be in that rut, right? Because sometimes people are quick to be disappointed that something doesn't work instead of giving it that moment to say, you know what, that wasn't for me. Those relationships you were in, like that didn't work out, or the things that need, like maybe that's not this love you thought you were trying to
that's
grasp
totally one of the things we talk about in the Clarity Catalyst too, like how you don't go from here to success and what it looks like. So when you're in the ups and downs of something, oh, I'm in this phase.
Live in it.
Oh, well, so that's a brick wall for now, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to figure it out.
Yep. Yeah. So be here now.
Be here now.
Exactly the moment. Exactly.
Be here now.
Be here now.
Be where you
I'm living in it every moment of it, and it changes. It's changing ever, just like a river, right? It's fluid.
And we're always flowing. We have water in us. We are always flowing. We can create what we want at all times. It does not matter where you are in life right now. You can change. Like the new year, go into the new year with a different perspective, with a different thought process. Do not think it's all negative.
I was reading something that was comparing something to a river the other day, and it's like if it said something like if you're like the river, if you can't go through it, you can always go around it. So I thought that was so clever. It was a poem by someone. I was like, oh, listen to this. And I read it to my husband, and he was like, that's so profound. And I'm like, I know, we just got to go around.
Just do something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Think of it a different way.
Yes. Ask somebody. And that's the thing. People are afraid to reach out and ask a question. Like you never know. And for me, I learned that too. Like maybe halfway through the year, I was like, I really want to know what this lady's doing. I wonder if she'll share. And I kept like saying I was going to ask her, and I kept saying I was going to ask her. And finally I was like, you know what? Oh my God, let me send this message now. And then I sent her a message. She responded and told me the answer. And I was like, maybe, nobody can say no unless you ask, right? So you can't expect somebody to have a result that you want if you just don't be afraid to ask.
The more you hesitated, the more you held yourself back. So
that's the taking action. Like that's the thing. We want so much things, but what action are you willing to take to get where you want to go? Because you don't have to know every answer. People will start to show up for you when you intentionally go into life doing things that you want. Because I'm just gonna tell y'all, this cleanse is gonna be amazing because it doesn't stop here. This 14 days does not stop. It's gonna continue to grow. And I'm just gonna tell you the amazingness that's gonna come out of the end of everything that we're doing. It's gonna be amazing. I mean, if there's another word for amazing, then I'm gonna come back and tell y'all. But right now, amazing sounds amazing. I don't know.
Sounds pretty spectacular to me, Chisa.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, that hesitation, One of the days that I'm talking, I have a tool specifically for that, to launch you past the hesitation, to get you to quit stopping yourself from going to the gym, or stopping yourself from getting up early in the morning, or to stop yourself from asking for a raise at work. Like it's a really cool tool. It's not original. I don't have many original thoughts, but I'm very, very good at cultivating beautiful things and pulling them together and sharing.
Well, that's why they're there for us. That's why somebody else created it for us to share, because not everybody knows the tools. If they did, everybody would be amazing. I mean, everybody is amazing.
Like everyone would have read all this stuff and learned all this stuff, but sometimes you just need it in a little bit to say, oh, I want more of that. And now you're going to know where to find it.
Yes, it's going to be amazing.
The thing about these tools and that we're sharing is that even though they might not be original thoughts, we are authentically living these tools.
Yes.
They made an impact in our life. And so, Heather, when you share your tool, you're authentically going to share how it had an impact on your life. And that's what people want to, like, oh, I like what she's having. Like the Harry Met Sally.
Some of that.
I want what she's having. And so everyone here, as a coach, their goal is to have their best life. And we want to share that experience with everyone here.
Yes.
And I'm so excited to be part of this group of coaches, and anyone who joins us in the cleanse, and the people that are in our coaching corner group. I think, Chisa, you said, we were brought together for a purpose and a season and a time such as this.
Yes.
We've got Chef Jess, and, and just everyone has their beauty and their, I'm excited.
Because Jess is in a whole new transition of her life. So we got it when you have reached your most powerful, that you are creating the next level.
I've been cooking all day just to get ready for tomorrow. I'm very excited to bring you guys some awesome, fun tips, tools, and food.
Yes.
Which is going to be presented.
And this is straight up in Coach's Corner. So everybody will be able to see me and Jess doing the live about food prep and meal prep. And it applies to if you want to eliminate foods, or if you just want to level up a little bit, like have a better plan for the week. It'll be helpful in all aspects.
Oh, for sure. It's going to help you all do your shopping, figure out your game plan. What stuff we're going to try to take away. I mean, I've been off caffeine and alcohol for the last 2 weeks. I'm feeling amazing.
Started early.
I did start early because I got sick. This is the thing. It's all about baby steps, and this is not about asking everybody to get off of everything right now. It's about taking something that you think you can eliminate for a little while, and we're going to start bringing it slowly back. But once it's gone, sometimes it's easy to
don't miss it.
No.
It was hard
to remember how good we feel when we do. We have to remember how good we feel.
Yep.
When we do this, sometimes we do these challenges, and we always count down. And we always count down to, okay, the 14 days
going back to before.
Now I can go back to the way I was, instead of counting up. Counting up that I just did this for 14 days, and now I want to extend it to the end of the month, and now I want to extend it to coaching with Heather, Lisa, Chisa, or Jessica, or Claire, and making my best life.
That's right. It just I'll come out and clear your cupboard.
Hey.
Set you up with some food.
We should do that online one day.
For sure.
I do regularly clean out my pantry, but it's a horrible mess right now. And it's a really cute pantry. My husband finished it out for me, so it's very Pinteresty. We should do a cabinet clean out online. You could show your skills off. It would be fun.
Absolutely.
Start reading labels, right, Jess? Like,
count chemicals, not calories.
Yes.
Right? Label reading's important. Even if it says it's good. This is one of the things. There is a vegan-esque And it's everywhere, meat product out there. And if you look on the back of the package and you start to read down the list, it's not as healthy as you think it is just because it doesn't contain meat.
Yep.
So that's really where we need to become real clear and aware of it. And we're going to share that too, right? The Fun 15 and the, you know, the foods,
the Deadly Dozen and the Clean 15. Yeah.
There you
like
go.
If you want to go organic, here's a good place to start.
Yeah. So, right.
And that list changes every year.
Yeah.
So they come out with a new one.
Well, the list is
I can't remember
definitely
who puts it out. I don't think it's the government, but it's like the organic, maybe the USDA Food Organic Association. That might be who does it.
Yeah, they talk about it. I mean, everywhere. So it's a known, you know, it's definitely known, and it's kind of scary out there. Some of the stuff they're putting on our stuff and in our stuff. So let's become aware.
Just being knowledgeable about reading food labels is huge.
Yep.
Yeah, people make it a job. That's the problem. You make it a job to be like, I mean, I know I started like back a while ago. I'd be like, what is this? I can't tell what this word is. That means I shouldn't eat it, right? Like, but yeah.
I remember
I went to a class once where he read the ingredients out and then looked each ingredient up on the internet and read out loud what the chemical was made from. And Craig was with me. And it was the first time I really got him to listen, because he kind of woke up like, there's plastic in my food. And I'm like, yeah, babe, that's what that means.
Maybe we can do that, not right away, but maybe we can have a coach's corner where we bring a common thing to I'm blurry again, aren't I?
Yeah, okay. We could still
anyway.
But your lens is just focusing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be a fun thing to do. Like candy and things like that. There's so much stuff in it. I've had like food reactions, and I had to figure out what I was allergic to. I had a rash that was all over my body, and it was sodium benzoate, and it's a preservative in like pickles and almost everything you can imagine. But it made me itch like there was no tomorrow. But I had to eliminate everything down to
that one thing.
Everything processed, and then I figured out what it was.
That's the point of the reboot and the cleanse, right? Is to eliminate some of these toxins in our bodies and slowly bring them back.
Not handle that rash.
Yeah, crazy. And our guts need it.
When I was in the military, and I was becoming a physical fitness leader, and we went through the class, and they started talking about Cinnabon and how much.
Oh, is that depressing? You'll never eat it again.
I have never eaten a Cinnabon since that day.
I have a vegan Cinnabon we can make.
Girl, let's do it, because I have, like, literally, it was 20 years ago. I have never eaten another Cinnabon.
No.
Since that, like, it's surprising people when you get a reaction from one thing, right? Like, you know, like as a kid, you threw up from this, like when I was, I don't know how old I was, but Cheerios, I will never eat Cheerios again because I threw up twice. And
mine's Dunkin' Donuts. I'm so grateful for that.
Like the
Cheerios,
I wasn't young, but I was in my like early 20s, and and Cheerios isn't really even that good for you. I know they put like all the stuff in it, but I ate it, and I was sitting in a class, and I started to, you know how like when you start to feel like sick and you're about to throw up, you start to get hot, and I was like, why? And I almost didn't even mix in the bathroom. I was like, okay, maybe it was the eggs, because I had some boiled eggs, right? Maybe it was the eggs. I was like, okay, well, you know, let me eat this Cheerios again. Ate the damn it was the friggin' Cheerios, and I have never eaten Cheerios.
How interesting.
I was like, people were like, oh, you want Cheerios? No, I'm good. No. So I don't eat Cinnabon, I don't eat Cheerios. I mean, I probably wouldn't have ate it now anyway.
Lots of ingredients in cereal. Lots.
Yes. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
But we have been on for an hour.
Better wrap it up.
Yep. I know we probably, you know, in and out.
Because we're so excited about seeing you all for the next couple of weeks and sharing so many fun things.
It's gonna be
we
so
really
amazing.
appreciate everyone in Coach's Corner. It's so fun to see people interacting. And I loved when Susan posted her kitchen and all the food she's getting ready. I just love that girl. I thought it was so cool that she shared. And those tortillas, I'm going to try those tonight.
I got to go to Publix to get them. I didn't make it to Publix, but I am. I'm gonna try those
Mhm.
cassava because they're easy. The recipe I have for cassava, and it's almond flour and cassava flour, but
Mm.
I don't think that they last. I've never tried to like freeze them or put them in the fridge. When I put them in the fridge, they get hard. I mean, they're not,
Yeah.
you can warm them up, but they're not preserved. But they're
Right.
fresh and they're
Which
delicious.
is good.
And I'll
But
share
yeah.
them. I'll share the recipe in the group when we start for your Taco Tuesdays if you wanna Taco Tuesday it up.
Perfect.
So yeah, okay. Well, we'll be back same time, same place, and Jess and Heather will be live tomorrow.
Yes.
Looking forward to it. 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Pacific, 11 East Coast time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 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 Okay.
All right.
Have an amazing night, guys.